Welcome back to the Heal, Grow, Create podcast. My name is Sierra Love, and on this podcast, we talk about healing from our past relationships, stepping into our authentic self, and creating the life and love that we truly deserve. So if that sounds like your vibe, come on and let's chill together. Into this episode, we're going to be talking about how to practice real self-love after a breakup. So get you your drink and let's dive into the episode. Self-love. Self-love is one of those buzzwords that we just hear everywhere on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, in your friends group. If you're going through something hard and you aren't showing up as your full self, or you're doing something stupid, your homegirl might tell you, girl, you just need to love yourself more, as if you don't already love yourself. It's one of those words that we just throw out and has become a norm. And usually when we use self-love, it's associated sometimes with just taking yourself out to a nice dinner, just taking care of yourself, making sure that you're probably running yourself a nice bubble bath, you're resting, you're getting enough sleep, you're journaling your feelings and all of that. And don't get me wrong, all of those things are important and they do show great examples of you practicing self-love. However, I do think that self-love is deeper than just the external things that you do for yourself. Those things are a great start, but you have to get to the core of really loving yourself. So for me, how I define self-love is your ability to love yourself unconditionally. That you love yourself when you're performing well and when you're not performing well. It's your ability to show up for yourself emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, and all of the other needs that exist out there. It's your ability to show up for you even when it feels hard. It's those moments where you're laying in bed and you rather just sleep, but you wake up, go and brush your teeth, shower, make yourself breakfast, even when you don't feel like it. It's committing to show up to the gym, even when you don't feel like it, because your health is important. It's you choosing to let go of a relationship or a friend or a person just because that relationship no longer serves you, it's no longer healthy, it no longer aligns with where you're going. That's also self-love. It's your ability to choose yourself radically, even when it's hard, even when you rather choose something else. So to me, self-love goes beyond matcha teas. It goes beyond hashtags. So now let's dive into 3 practical ways in which you can practice self-love. The first way is to set boundaries. Boundary is for you as much as it is for other people. In this case, your ex, or just things that happen in the relationship. Without boundaries, anything is possible, and you'll find yourself accepting behaviors from others, your ex, or just the situation that makes you feel icky. So to avoid all of that, it's so important that you set boundaries for yourself, so that you know how to show up for you and you know how to show up in the life of others. For you to know what is a yes for you and what is a no for you. And for you to also know what behavior is permissible when someone has access to you and what behavior is a hell no. Because if not, people will push your limit and try to see how far they can go. We're humans, we all do this. You see this with your dog, you see this with babies. They push our limits to see how far they can go. So if you don't have boundaries, you're not protecting yourself. Boundaries is a form of protection for you to make sure that you are good and that you are really just maintaining your peace, your energy, the way that best suited for you. And when I think about boundaries, I also think about it as much as it is important to have boundaries when things are good, it's also important for you to enforce your boundaries when you're feeling the weakest, because those weak moments will come. And when you have those boundaries, you're able to hold yourself to your boundaries, because if not, people are able to creep in during those weak moments and just do whatever they want to do, and you could even find yourself doing things that you never thought you would do because you're feeling weak. And when you're healing from a breakup, you are in a weak moment, so it's so essential that you set boundaries. So some practical boundaries you can set in this time is truly allowing yourself to detach from your ex by deleting text messages, by deleting DMs, by not looking at your ex on social media, either on following your ex on social media, muting your ex on social media, blocking your ex on social media, or even blocking your ex phone number. And the reason why this is because you will feel tempted to reach out to your ex. Like, this is somebody that you spent a lot of time with. You will have moments where you're going to miss your ex. So you will feel tempted to miss your ex. So to really focus on healing and getting back up and loving yourself, it is so important for you to set those boundaries so that in those moments of weakness, you don't just reach out to your ex and find yourself in this repeated cycle. Another thing too that you can do is not entertaining friendship with your ex. You know, when you and your ex break up at first, like I've done this and I had to learn the hard way, is entertaining friendship with your ex. You're literally choosing to be friends with somebody who is choosing not to be with you romantically when you know that you still have feelings for them. You are hurting yourself by doing that. That person still has access to you. They still call you and say whatever. And every time you talk to them, you have to pretend that you don't like them. Like, why suffer yourself that way just because you want to maintain a friendship? Because friendship should be mutually beneficial for both parties. But if you and someone were lovers and now y'all are friends and you want more, you can't truly show up as a friend to that person. So don't even bother. Set up boundaries for yourself so that you don't try to maintain friendship that will not even be authentic for you. And a boundary can also look like not sending your ex long paragraphs, not trying to over explain yourself, or when your ex call, you're not answering and stuff like that, or not going to places that you know you will run into your ex and try to call it an accident. So those are just little boundaries you can do. So for me, it's just, when you think about those boundaries, think about it. What can I set in place for myself so that I'm actually able to heal and move forward and protect me? Because right now, as you're healing from this relationship, your biggest responsibility is you. The second way that you can practice self-love is to let them. Let them is a theory by Mel Robbins that really focuses on you letting go of trying to control outcomes, control other people, and take all that energy you're pouring into other people back to yourself. So how this shows up, especially when it comes to loving yourself, is this in your relationship. If your ex no longer wants to be with you, let them. If they no longer wants to fix things with you, let them. If they are no longer choosing you, let them. If they are moving on, let them. If they have another girlfriend, let them. Let people do what they want to do with their lives. You are not in control of their lives. They have a vision for their lives and whatever they want to do. So when you let people just be who they are, do what they want to do, you have data and information to say, okay, now that this person is showing me, I can see with my own two eyes what they're doing. What do I want from myself? What is important to me? And how do I want to move forward with my own life? You take the focus off of your ex and put it back to you. And letting them is so important because you're able to truly see that maybe, just maybe, I was the only one overly valuing this relationship, this person, and this person was not valuing me at the same level in which I was valuing them. And that is important to know because that's misplaced the value. You don't want to be in a relationship with somebody where you're valuing them here and they are valuing you here. They're choosing you and they're not choosing you the next day. You want consistency. You want someone who's crazy about you, who's going to value you, who's going to choose you, who's going to love you. So if your ex is not doing that, honestly, let them. And by doing this, you allow yourself to fully detach from your ex. You allow yourself to stop focusing on your ex's life, what they're doing, what he's not doing, and you release every expectation that you have for your ex and focus all of your energy back to you. But in order to do this, because to me, I believe the let them on theory is rooted in the mindsets of abundance. If you have a scarcity mindset that your ex is the only person who is capable of loving you, you're going to cling on to your ex for dear life and for him to love you and choose you and take care of you and like make this thing work. But if you let go of that mindset and truly get to this place where you're like, you know what? This is just one person. I was capable of loving this one person this much. Imagine what it would feel like to love somebody who values me, who chooses me as much as I choose them. Man, that would be such a ride. And I am so excited and I can't wait to go on that ride with someone like that. You think that's your ex, but God has so much more in store for you. If he can allow you to experience what you felt with your ex, he is capable and able. He is capable and able. Wow. He is capable and able to allow you to experience much more than you have experienced before. But you just have to have the faith, the belief, and the mindset that when you let go of this, something better for you is coming to you. And even if your ex, they move on, great for your ex. Let your ex be happy in their own world, in their own life. They deserve happiness as much as you do. And just because they move on with someone else doesn't mean that girl is better than you. It simply means that that girl may just be better suited for him, just like how another guy may be better suited for you. So let them be. So the third practical way that you can practice self-love is to radically choose yourself. To choose yourself is a choice, right? It's rooted in a choice that you make to choose you over anyone, over any situation that does not align with the vision, with your values, and with the woman that God is calling you to be. Choosing yourself is hard. I think we say it so easily sometimes, where it's just like, just choose yourself, so just choose yourself. But the thing about life is that we have really strong emotions and attachment to things. So sometimes it's not that you don't want to choose yourself, it's just that you're battling internally with wanting to choose yourself and wanting to feel a feeling. And you will find yourself going back and forth, even in situations where others may feel like you should obviously just choose yourself. I personally didn't learn to choose myself until later on, and I had to pay the price for that, because I will always pick the relationship over choosing myself, thinking that by me trying more, by me trying to fix things, by me overexerting myself, by me overcompensating, the relationship can work. But when you choose yourself, what happens is that you're able to take all of that energy that you're exerting on the outside, hoping that by exerting all that energy, things will work. When you take all of that energy and focus it back to you, you're able to take care of the most important person in your life, you. And why that is important is because a relationship is made out of two healthy people. And when you are not healthy, and when you are not whole, and when your cup is dry, you are not bringing your full true self to that relationship. You may be in that relationship, but you'll be miserable as hell. You may be in that relationship, but you would just be hurting, repeating the same cycle over and over. When you choose yourself, you're choosing to pour back into you. You're choosing to commit to doing those things that bring you joy, peace, happiness. You're choosing to invest into those relationships that are good for your mental health. You're choosing to literally take care of your mental health, whether that's going to therapy, whether that's talking to a coach, aka you can book me. I would love to work with you. It's all of those things. But when you choose the toxic relationship over yourself, when you choose your ex over yourself, when you choose the unhealthiness of communication over yourself, you're teaching yourself that you're not a priority. And that if you can't even choose yourself, how do you expect someone else to choose you? So when you choose yourself, you're making a bold statement to yourself, to your mind, to your body, that I am important, that I am worth something. They don't have to believe it, but I believe that I am valuable, that I am worth something, and I'm worth being chosen. So therefore, if you are not capable of it, I will freely and wholeheartedly choose me any day over this function. And that's why it is so important, especially when it comes to self-love, to be able to choose yourself even when your emotions want you to choose something else. You can do this by taking your most valuable asset, which is your attention and your time, and focus it back to you. Because if you think about it, everywhere is fighting for your attention, is fighting for your focus, and they want that. So when you can take your attention and your focus and place it back to you and pour back into you, you're teaching yourself you are important, you are worth being chosen. And to me, choosing yourself is one of those fundamental things when it comes to really loving yourself. Like I said earlier, it's not just about matcha teas. It's not just about getting pretty and doll up in a nice dress and going to a nice restaurant. It's being able to set boundaries, saying no to yourself. It's being able to let people be who they are, and you choose how you choose to respond with that information. And it's you radically choosing yourself and making yourself your number one priority. That to me is what practicing real self-love look like. If you found this video helpful, share in the comments something that caught your attention or your thoughts on this video overall. Thank you so much for watching this video and tuning into this episode. As you may already know, I'm on a journey to help over 1 million women heal from the past relationships, step into their authentic self, and create the life and love that they truly deserve. Check out my breakup playlist for you to watch more breakup healing videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.